So how can we describe a typical data analysis student in terms of the median on these three variables we're looking at? For the gun in the household measure, we can't. As I mentioned on the previous slide, you can only calculate the median if you can put your observations in order from least to most. And we can't say that owning a gun is any more or less than not owning a gun, so we're not going to calculate the median. It is not an appropriate measure of central tendency for this variable. But we can calculate the median for our other variables. So our political identification variable can be ordered from least to most. Whether you're going from least amount of conservatism to most amount of conservatism, or least amount of liberalism to most amount of liberalism, you can order these responses from very liberal to very conservative in a meaningful order. So we can put them in order and find the middle. If we do that, we come up with a median value of moderate. So for these 68 different responses, if you put them in order from least to most, that center point is moderate. So again, we can say that a typical student in this data analysis class, or these two classes this semester, is politically moderate. We can also order our responses to the gun control question. So these are easier to put in order because they're numerical, so we can just say that if we ordered all our different responses from 0 to 100 in the appropriate order and found the middle point of that distribution, our middle point would be 80. So half the class had responses that were at 80 or below, and half the class had responses that are at 80 or above. So we can say that a typical data analysis student has a view on gun control. It's about an 80 out of 100 in terms of intensity of how much control there should be. And you may remember that I also said that there is a special case for ordinal level variables. So before I move on to the mean, I'm going to head right back into the document camera and talk about that special case.